for God cannot wait. And this is a saying by Paramahansa Yogananda Ji. So today we have with us such a person who can guide us, who can truly let us know this quote really mean and what is the significance of that. So we have with us Swami Suddhananda Giri Ji, who is a very senior YSS monk, and today I got a chance by Guruji grace to sit with him or at his feet, and this conversation is going to go deeply into this spiritual conversation about his experiences, how he journeyed from being an engineer to being a monk. So many things are there we are going to discuss today. So welcome Swamiji, namaste for giving me a chance. How are you, Swamiji?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Yes.
Yeah, thank you for taking the time to just do this interview, because if this is a benefit to many people, so that is a great joy.
Yes, very simple one thing, because two things are more repetitive in this conversation. One is God and one is consciousness. So what in your experience, like somewhere someone thinks it's more of idealistic thing, idols. So in your experience, what God is like for you? Is it consciousness, or is it like the beloved, like you love? What it is like actually? Someone like as a researcher or as a scientist, it's hard to understand that. Somewhere we find hard like what it is. So,
but you see, if you think of God, if you immediately think of cosmic consciousness, which is the consciousness which is supreme, which is immanent and transcendent both. That is in creation and beyond creation, everything. That is the transcendental consciousness. And that is what, if you think of God, then He manifests the whole creation, which has come from God only. He is present also in every particle of creation. So then at various levels, God is manifesting in those levels. So sometimes we find it easier to connect to God through those manifestations. That is why we have the worship of, the various types of gods and things like that. That is not the ultimate. So through those forms, we have to go to the formless. And finally we reach the infinite consciousness. I think that is what scientifically to thinking, the infinite consciousness is God. And we are all little particle of that, little portion of that. So we are also actually one with the infinite consciousness. This is what is given by our great Brahma Sutras. You find Aham Brahmasmi, which means I am one with the infinite.
Correct. Wonderful. And somewhere these scientists are like, somewhere I think you heard of that hard problem of consciousness. Like there's a very struggle, like how this brain or the neurons are creating this subjective experience. Like generally it's like light rays going in your brain, creating that thing. So how like that consciousness manifests? Somewhere we don't have answer for all these things, but we see these spiritual texts, they somewhere show the light, like this is what consciousness. So how the human experience, somewhere like the material thing is converted into that subjective thing, that consciousness thing, how that transition?
It's actually, we have to understand, first of all, the supreme consciousness, cosmic consciousness, which is manifesting at different levels. When it manifests at different level, it is called by different terms. Once you understand that, this is where the scientists are having problem. They are thinking that something in the brain or all those things, they are creating the consciousness. It is the other way around. Consciousness is the supreme reality, which is manifesting at different levels. Then when it operates at the thought level, that is the finer level. Then it operates at the energy level. Then it operates at the material level. Once you understand that, then we get the link. That there is only one spectrum of consciousness, which is from lowest level to the highest level. That is the only reality.
And I think this is at the end leaving a way, like if you get chance in future, so much is still there to ponder upon, to have a conversation. But today really it's a grateful joy to sit with you and listen all these conversation, your real life experiences that you shared with all the audience. Like we started with your experience, like how these Kriya Yoga teachings, how from your being a researcher, being an IITian, you shifted to this being a life, or what I say, transformed, not shifted into this life of being a monk, and how this life has given you that joy, or this channel is more of Anand Yatra, like how you also moved into that journey, and in that how Guruji's teachings, especially this book, if for me also a way or a light to take us into that journey, help you, because most of the time you are giving the reference of this. I think it's like it's been like Guruji sitting with me and answering all these questions or something like that. And you mentioned like what I found the center of these is you if you practice yoga, these teachings, somewhere they will give you an answer from that stillness. Like we feel that joy, that love you talked of. How these experiences, you talked of problems also that we go through. You mentioned of 26 qualities in Bhagavad Gita as a soul, like how that grounding reality is that, and somewhere we are missing that inner self. You mentioned of shallow self idea also. So, but now we are rooting in that, so we need to transform into that inner reality, and where these Kriya Yoga teachings help in that. So, I'm really grateful to you. Any suggestion, any feedback you have for Anand Yatra?
Keep on doing this work of fearlessly exploring that the various aspects of life, how one can lead a fulfilling and very rich life. So for that purpose you are doing wonderful service. Continue to do that, and so I pray for your venture.
Thank you, Swamiji. Thank you so much. Grateful to be here. So you all can share this beautiful podcast, a conversation with Swami Suddhananda Ji, and share with all family members, especially YSS devotees if they can share with others and have a transformative way of life, how they can travel that. Thank you so much.